Welcome back. I'm Sasha Storms, and tonight I'll be focusing on immigration and the hardships of immigrants. A little while back, you may remember, Jacob A. Riis released his account of immigrants' lives with his book, How the Other Half Lives. He exposed forever the filth and misery of immigrants. Going a little further back in time, Jane Addams was a middle-class woman who had a passion for social reform. She established Hull House in 1889 in Chicago. It was a settlement house that aided immigrants with their hardship. It offered instruction in English, immigrant counseling, childcare, and cultural activities. Following Jane Addams' lead, Lillian Wald established her Henry Street Settlement House in 1883. These houses quickly became social reform centers. Believe it or not, the government did nothing to ease the pain the immigrants were experiencing. It was up to these women to do something about it. And tonight, folks, it's up to you. Hello, this is Sasha Storms, reporting in the field. Today, we are going to take a closer look at the lives of immigrants based on the novel by Jacob Riis, How the Other Half Lives. These immigrants we are about to see live in dumbbell tenements, and they are very poor, so just beware. I recommend that small children be ushered from the room. We've arrived at the dumbbell tenements, as some call them. Today we are showcasing the Mulrooney family. Take a step with me as I walk into the Mulrooney family's tenement. This is the Mulrooney family. Confined to a small space, this is where they live. Mothers holding their babies, their small tenement lit by only a few candles. The very food they survive on displayed across their bed. This young mother's name is Mia. Mia, what is it like to live in a dumbbell tenement?
Well, it's not easy. It's very, very, very hard. There's no food. There's no heat. There's nothing. There's no room. My baby, I don't even have diapers for my baby. And very hard. Very, very hard.
Do you feel the change in the seasons as the days go by?
Yes. Every cold day gets harder and harder. And it's winter time. Baby is so cold all the time. I only try to keep my baby warm. That's all I can do.
Where do you work?
I work in the whole house. They take care of my baby for me. And they try to teach me English so I can find a better job and make more money to feed my baby.
Do they also provide you with food?
Yes. Also, very good people. Very good.
That's great, Mia. Thank you for sharing with us today.
No problem.
And now, we exit the dumbbell tenements in a solemn manner after what we have just witnessed. Thank you, folks. Hello, and welcome back to WW Progressives at 5. I'm Sasha Storms, and today I'll be hosting an interview with the lovely Ms. Jane Addams.
Hello.
Okay, so as most of you know, Jane Addams is a famous progressive reformer, and she established her Hull House in Chicago. So tell us a little bit about the establishment of your Hull House.
It first started out, me and Ellen Gates Starr, we started out with a small little house for immigrants, and now it's grown into a 13-house settlement. We have many things for the immigrants to help them become assimilated into the American society. We teach them English, and we help them get jobs, and...
That's really nice, Miss Addams. So, just tell us a little bit more about your programs for young mothers and for these babies right here. Like, I've heard some things about daycare programs, and so why are these babies here today?
These are two of our babies from our daycare program. We help keep these babies nice and safe while their mothers are out trying to find jobs to support their families, and we help them learn when these babies grow older. We teach them things to help them get jobs just like their mothers. And
that's really great. I wish the best of luck to you and your partner, Ellen Gates Starr. And I would just like to say thank you for coming on to my program today.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. See you next time at WW Progressives at 5.
A big issue that has just recently come up is the problem with the quality of food in factories. Yesterday I went to a nearby food packing factory to report on the issues. Let's watch.
Cleanse our food! Cleanse our food!
Several weeks ago, the book The Jungle was published by Upton Sinclair. The book describes in great detail just how disgusting it is in these factories. Sinclair hadn't intended to start such a big controversy, but it's a good thing he brought this problem to light.
Cleanse our food!
We are trying to make the factories fix their conditions. These people who are protesting, along with many other people around the nation, are working hard to make a difference. Let's go see what it looks like inside the factory. As you can see, this food is very unsanitary and doesn't look like anything anyone would ever eat. But nobody outside of this factory knew about this quality of their food a couple weeks ago. Things like bugs and other parts of animals were getting mixed into the meat. The conditions are becoming a little bit better, but unless the government gets involved, we won't see much of a difference. People were appalled when they read The Jungle. They were disgusted that the factories would even think of giving this food to people. These readers, mainly progressives, are now trying to get Washington to make a change. They want the Pure Food and Drug Act and the Meat Inspection Act to be passed.
This is obscene.
If the government decides to do so, they will help out thousands of people. The Meat Inspection Act will require factories to have all food inspected before it's packed. That way, the food going to consumers will be more sanitary and not as disgusting. The Pure Food and Drug Act will prevent any adulteration or mislabeling of food and medicine. That will also help food buyers feel better about what they're buying. Hopefully for the protesters' sake, these acts are passed soon so everyone will be safer. Nobody was very happy to read about these conditions in the factories, so it'll be good when the government passes these two acts and brings an end to this big ordeal.
Good morning, my fellow Americans. Today's story will highlight the growing issue of alcohol in America. Since the Civil War, alcohol consumption has increased at alarming rates. Due to hard economic times, men are spending more and more time and money in saloons, drowning their sorrows in alcohol. The subsequent victims of this drunkenness are their poor wives and children. To get a first-hand look at the devastating effects alcohol can have in a household, we have obtained the permission of Mrs. Brown, the unfortunate wife of a drunkard, to install cameras in her home to capture what really happens behind closed doors. Here's what we saw.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, is that you? You home? Honey, have you been drinking again? Listen, I told you, we can't afford to have this money wasted on alcohol. You haven't been to work in 4 days.
Daddy, I lied to you.
What are you doing? Stop! Baby! What are you doing? How many times I told you stop drinking? We can't afford this. No, stop, no, no. How many times have I have to tell you? What are you, oh.
Where's my sandwich, woman?
Good morning, ladies. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, of course. I'm sure you've seen the shocking footage that was displayed earlier. I'm wondering what exactly are your thoughts on this?
Well, I didn't find it shocking at all. Every day, millions of women and children go through this and are abused by over-intoxicated husbands and fathers.
I myself was a victim of domestic abuse until I left my husband and joined this union.
Must have been very hard on you.
It really was.
So, what does the Women's Christian Temperance Union do exactly as far as approaching this issue head on?
Well, we stand outside of saloons and protest, and we try to make the men decide to do something else besides drink.
And other than that, all we can do is pray and hope that things change.
Yes, I agree with you. Well, there you have it, folks. And that's it for us tonight at WW Progressives at 5.
Breaking news. A law has recently been passed that forces the Supreme Court to accept the constitutionality of laws protecting women in the workplace. By presenting valid evidence of the harmful effects of the dangerous factory work that many women are forced to endure each day to the court, Attorney Louis D. Brandeis was able to gain a landmark victory in the battle for the protection of women in the workplace. Although the case of Muller v. Oregon was a very important achievement for women, it didn't prevent the untimely deaths of more than 100 women when the Triangle Shirtwaist Company caught fire. A terrible problem is plaguing the workers of America: unbearable working conditions. Each day, countless men, women, and children are forced to toil in hot, dirty factories. Dangerous machinery poses life-threatening dangers to small children. People are also forced to work in rodent-infested food packing factories, where the food is often covered in bacteria. This problem really needs to be solved because people's lives and physical well-being is at stake.
What are we gonna do?
You're like, oh my God, help us!
Okay. We're burning alive! Burning! Peel over that! I'm melting! My lungs! Dying in the Triangle Shirtwaist fire! There you have it, folks! We're dying!
Let's get your
We gotta...
Oh my God, we're burning up! Help us! Somebody please
How are we gonna put this out?
Step on it. Rules move.